Hey guys, it's Roots. Hey cameraman. We're finally back. Just hadn't been filming, hadn't wanted to film. Besides, I don't usually do recipe videos or things like that unless I need to use them, because I don't know about you guys, but the raw materials, I don't like to waste my money. This video I'm making is specifically for everybody, but one lady asked me quite a few questions. She has a channel called LARKS Garden, and I'll list it, of course, but everything is roses today, so it may be a one-part or two-part. I'm going to show you the raw ingredients, and then I'm going to get started on some of them, and then I'm going to come back. So pan down, cameraman. Okay, a couple of things we're going to use. We're going to use 3 tablespoons of lanolin. Remember, lanolin is real thick, kind of waxy stuff. Kind of sticks. We're going to also do 3 tablespoons of beeswax. 2 tablespoons of aloe vera gel or juice, whichever one you want. I prefer the gel. You're going to have 4 tablespoons of rosewater, which we're going to make in the video, and we'll come back to that in a second. We're going to have any kind of butter. I have KUKUI nut butter because I don't have shea butter right now, and that's fine. Some of the ingredients I will use, it just depends on which recipe I decide. Some I will not. Any type of oil. This is rice bran oil. You can use olive oil or sunflower seed oil, which is my favorite. Rose petals. One of the things that LARKS Garden asked me about was quite a few questions about how do I use my roses. As you can see with the roses, my trees or bushes do okay sometimes, but when I have surplus, I freeze the rose petals. Not only can you put them in soups and salads, you can eat them. They are plenty of vitamin C. So I use them for a lot of beauty products. So freezing them is one way for me to extend the life of them. Castor oil, vitamin E oil, geranium seed oil, ANNATTO seed infusion, but that's optional, and we'll come back to that. And this I want to show you. This was a jar full of rose petals from my garden, and I filled it up with warm sunflower seed oil, and it's been infusing about 3 or 4 months, and I just strained the petals. Of course, they shrink quite a bit, and squeezed all the oil out, and this is the oil. You can see it kind of has particles in it because the petals themselves do have a little bit of liquid, and that'll be cooked off in a second when we do the recipe. But pan up, doll. We are going to melt the beeswax and the lanolin and get that started, and then we'll come back, and I'll be back in just a minute. Okay guys, we put the frozen rose petals in the blender because we're going to make our own rose water or rose toner or whatever you want to call it. You can buy it at the store. Of course, it's 10 times as easy to buy at the store, but if you have fresh roses in abundance in your garden, or if you've frozen them like I do, because I'm super cheap, you don't know how cheap I am, I usually just make my own. It's just as easy. That way I know what's in it. So you can fill it all the way to the top and make as much as you want or as little as you want. So I put the frozen petals in there, and this is just aloe vera juice. I think this is a 4th cup. Let's see if that's enough. I think I'm going to need a little bit more aloe vera. Let me grab some, because it's not an exact science. Because we're going to blend this and make rose water. Alright, it's mainly just enough to wet the petals themselves. This is going to be really loud, and I'll try to figure out how to edit it out. But if not, you know blenders make a lot of noise. So let me put it on high. Hold on, let me put it on high that way. And we'll grind them up. Because basically all you're wanting to do is combine the two. And then you're going to strain it. Let's have a peek here. I'm going to have to put a little more juice, because I need it to be a little bit more liquid. So see me in my measurements with most every recipe I have, and this is one you get to see on camera. It's usually trial and error of some type. Looks like a beautiful pink slurpee. You could also put the rose petals in your smoothie. Okay, that should be ground enough. See, it's all nice and slurried up, all nice and pretty too. And we're going to strain that. Miss Lark had quite a few questions about what do I do with all the things I grow in my petals. In the winter time especially, I'm always trying to make things that are good for the skin, because my skin is real dry in the winter, and as I have gotten a little bit older, I'm trying to work on it as best I can. That's all any of us can do, actually. And I'll be back in a second. Let me get this out, because this noise drives me even crazy. Okay, guys, we finally got finished with our rose petal and aloe gel infusion. See how pretty and pink that is? All I did was measure out 4 tablespoons of the aloe rose petal. See how pretty and pink that is? That's not how it ever looks at the store. And your rose petals, please don't throw those away, because I'll show you on my hand because I don't have time on my face. When you are ready to do a facial and you're going to lay down in the tub, you mix this with a little bit of honey and cover your face. Soft, 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 beautiful skin. Excellent for mature skin. And with the aloe itself, you can also put the rose petals in there if you wish. I have this little ice tray that has a lid on it. All I'm going to do is spoon the leftovers into the ice tray and freeze it. That way I got already aloe or rose infused aloe, and you can put the petals in there too. That way when you're ready for a quick facial, you're ready to go. So that's another thing that you can do with the rose petals out of your garden, and that strains out easy. So we melted the lanolin and the beeswax, took the saucepan off of the stove. I've lost my train of thought, so bear with me. I'm crazy today. The rose infused oil that I strained out of the jar, I got a half a cup of that. I also mixed the aloe vera gel in with that. While this is still warm, we're going to combine the oil and aloe vera gel in with it. See, it's going to start to solidify a bit, because as you can guess, we're making a cream. Stir that in really, really well. Set that to the side, because we're going to put this into the blender and we're going to make a rose infused cream. I love this stuff because my skin, oh my goodness, in the winter it absolutely needs it. And it will start to solidify, and it will thicken as it cools. So if you think, oh, I didn't put enough or I put too much, when it starts to cool off, you'll see how thick it gets. Let me take the lid off this and get it in the blender and get it started. Alrighty. Always use your rubber spatula because you don't want to lose a drop of it if you can. I like to get every bit. And then we're going to put our beautiful pink Rosewater, for lack of a better name. And then we're going to blend it real well. Put the lid on and give it a turn. Scrape the sides down. And if you'll look in there with me, cameraman, you can see that that is already turning into a cream. See how simple that is? Just something simple out of the oven. We're going to scrape it one more time. You want to make sure that the beeswax mixes with the liquid portion well. That way it all hopefully stays emulsified together pretty well. See how creamy that's getting? Cameraman. We finally got it blended. See, I poured it all out of the blender and I put it into another container. I've got to hurry because it's thickening. I put a 1/4 teaspoon of vitamin E, 32,000 IU, and I also put 5 drops of geranium oil. One is antimicrobial, one is antibacterial. But anyway, you could put Optifin or whatever type of preservative. Because I'm going to be mainly doing this for face, I am not going to do that. I'm going to put this in my jar and put it in the refrigerator, and when I need it at night, I'll dip it out. So we'll get it poured before it gets super, super thick. See how thick and creamy that is? It is a heavy moisturizer. I not only use it on my face and body, but on my hair too, because it is rose petal infused aloe vera, but also rose infused sunflower oil. So lots of good properties from rose petals. So I hope that answers a few of the questions that she asked me, that is. And we'll get this all scooped out, and then I'll come back to the next portion of the question that I was asked about what to do with the rose infused oil. There you go. This is something you're going to pay at a store about $25 or more. It just depends if they use attar of rose or essential oils of rose or things like that. But I have found, since I grow roses in my garden, this is a quick, cheap, easy way to have a high-end product that is pretty much preservative free. I know it's preservative free unless I put Optifin, which I will not be doing. But I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll be showing part 2, because I decided to do a part 2 because I had so many cuts of back and forth. I guess I've gotten out of the groove of making videos, but I hope you guys like it. Oh, before I go, let me show you this. Some folks like their things tinted the color they are, because yes, this is rose petal infused, but it is not pink, because of course after you blend it, the color is gone. But this is ANNATTO oil, if I am saying that correct, also called the lipstick tree plant. And some people or some countries use this to color things. So if you wanted your cream to have a pinker hue, I left a little bit of it out, you could always mix that in for colorant if you wanted it. Or you could even put beet powder or essence of beet, but I'm not going to do that because that's not what I want to do. But I just wanted to show you that. But I'll see you in a minute.